This year's coverage of the 2025 Premium Cigar Association Trade Show is proudly brought to you by Luciano Cigars.
What's going on, everybody? Cigar Show Tim here, PCA 2025. You know I gotta stop by and see my boys from Founders Cigars. Angelo, how's it going?
Good, man. It's been a good week.
It has.
Good to see you.
Good to see you too. So you've been around now for a few PCAs.
Yeah, fourth one.
Yeah, it was 2 years ago that I think you met up with the Cuevas family and started that whole process and reblending, doing all that stuff. And
the year Brian deployed, and we
Yes.
Basically gutted every single foundational part of our company.
and said, oh, hey, by the way, Brian, here's what you're coming back to.
I have a twitch in my eye every time I think about that that year. So
And you're still alive and breathing.
100%, because I'm too dumb to go away.
There we go.
Yeah.
But what's it been like this year? Because now you're a name that's been established with retailers that have been here for every year that you've been here. What's it been like with orders, all that stuff?
Yeah, I mean, you nailed it. The biggest change we've seen this year is that right off the rip, day one, we had 20 appointments booked coming into this, which was more than we'd have ever had on pre-booked appointments.
Yeah.
And the people that came to the booth right away that first day were like, I'm familiar with Founders, you'd be good in my area, I'm bringing you on. It's like, I'm just gonna shut up and fill out the order form. Exactly. And I did that once and they laughed. I was like, there's a sales book out there that says, once you've made the sale, shut up. Like, I am not gonna sell my way out of this one.
Nope.
So it's been one of those ones where we're seeing the fruits of the past 4 years.
Good.
And even the brand recognition. One of the most fun we've had as a brand is there's a couple shops that either we brought on in 2022, late 2021, or passed on us in 2022 at that first trade show, that I'm able to reintroduce them to this and say, hey, thanks for your early support, or hey, you passed on us early on. Let me show you the new stuff. Let me show you what we've done and how we've taken feedback and grown.
Yep.
And Brandon Wells was just here, and so
Nice.
we talked to him about, we've tried to be incredibly open-handed to feedback and not take it as an offense, but as people that care about us and want the best for us and know a lot more about the industry. I don't have a Cuban grandpa, that might be surprising, but so we've tried to become students of the industry, and that involves being open to correction and feedback.
Yeah, and changing and adjusting and pivoting and moving, and I mean, from where you guys were branding wise to where you are now, all those different things. But there's some stuff that you were just sharing with me that is a really exciting announcement because you don't hear about it really at all in the industry. So what is that news?
Especially right now.
Yes, especially right now
especially
with
right
taxes
now.
and tariffs and trade costs.
Correct. Yeah, we had a price decrease. So, we worked very closely with Umberto Arias and Ricky and Vanessa Cigar Band Man in 2023 to come out with our new boxes and our new bands. Well, we wanted to reestablish our pricing metrics around our boxes rather than our trays and bundles. So we lowered the price on our boxes, and we also lowered the price on our bundles. And so, we had a price decrease this year, which is...
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And it when you look at the dollars amount, you might go, oh, it doesn't matter a lot. But when you look at percentage-wise, which is how everything, for those of you that aren't familiar, when it comes to announcing price increases, which is usually what happens, you'll hear, oh, it's a 2% increase across the board, or it's a 3% increase across the board. They're going the other direction at that amount and even a little bit more depending on where you're at in it.
Yeah, we had a 4% reduction on our bundle and a 5.3% reduction on our box.
That's huge.
Yes,
That's
especially
huge.
when you look at just the economics for the shops are built off of those margins. And so if I'm able to support a shop in giving them just that little bit more, I'm a young brand. That's why we've done everything where designing our boxes to be as space saving as possible, not only width-wise, but also the double lid, so it has that height savings as well. And so being able to tell a shop, oh yeah, by the way, we reduced your price by 5.3% compared to the previous years. That
makes an impact.
That doesn't mean nothing to them.
Right.
So it's been,
it's really exciting and cool. And it was funny because I was just at another booth. I won't say who it was, it doesn't matter. And they have a new cigar, and their boxes are regular square boxes, not like yours here, but they flip open just like yours do. And they have the information on the blend on the front, just like you guys do. And I was like, I was there doing that with them way before this existed for that brand. But it was cool to see that what you guys were innovating, and granted you weren't the first ones to do it that way, of course not, but to see that there are other people that are like, no, that actually has its place in the industry, was really cool to see it and how they did it. And I was like, okay, now I gotta go see the Founders guys.
Yeah, and I appreciate conversations on the boxes because, blending was incredibly informed by Louis Cuevas and Alec and Louis Sr. and the master blender there. And so that, I feel like that was such an educational process on just a crash course and all of that. And I mean, I dove into every single part. I think I did 20 different versions of the Candela just to see what we could do, because I wanted to explore Candela.
And Louis hated all of them.
Oh yeah, and I made him smoke everything. You know Louis, and he was just like, he's like, brother, I'm smoking these because of you. And I'm like, I know, and I know you don't like Candela, but I need you here with me. So that was such an unforgettable experience. But
I was so bummed I couldn't go on that
I know.
trip.
We invited you to go in. That would have been amazing. Next time, we'll get you out there.
Yep,
we'll
definitely.
get you out there. But with the boxes, I felt like I actually had an informed idea on what we wanted to do from not only the shop perspective, but because I use this as an example. There's some brands in the industry that have a box that's like 25 inches wide and holds 8 cigars. That they're playing a real estate game in their humidor. That takes up a lot of real estate. I mean, even if they're turning that cigar,
you can get 3 facings in that same spot.
Correct. Our 2 cigar boxes, so 50 cigars side by side, is the same as a traditional flat box. And don't get me wrong, I love the traditional flat box, the 2 by 13 or 12, 20 count, 25 count. I think you have a lot of marketing real estate here. So there's so many things, and we went back and forth on this. There's so many things that I love about that design, but from a shop perspective, space savings is the only consistent variable, or space constraints is the only consistent variable, shop to shop. And so if I could at least address that objection, hey, incredibly space saving. And then how do I not disappear? Let's embrace color. Let's embrace color that feels classic. Let's do color well. Crux Cigars, I think, has some of the best branding in the industry with their clean boxes and the way that they use colors and their icons and everything. I love those guys, Tony and Jeff and Casey, fantastic people. But I wanted it to feel like us. I didn't want to just be, the 90s random neon and shapes and squares and all that. It's like, if we're a classic turn of the century American company, how does that feel? And so I felt like we did color so well. And then also, how do we support the consumer? So, some shops have to turn the boxes, they have to do them, so we wanted to have as much redundancy on the box as possible, where if you can only see the front, you still know what the blend is. If you see the front lid, there's the actual blend information, strength profile, all that, the upper lid, company information.
You got the silhouette logo, you got all that right there when you walk up.
So we wanted to be as accommodating to the retailers from space, the consumers from the experience and the educational aspects of it, and also just try to keep it as simple as possible so we didn't complicate it.
And now you get to do it for the cost side of things for both the retailers and the consumers.
So it's been a big year, in that regard, and just 2020, I was going to say 2024, 2025 has been just such a strong start to the year for us. I feel like we're being a lot more strategic rather than reactive. Even coming into this show, even some of the stuff that we have planned for the rest of the year. But it's been a journey, and it seems like it's been such an instant and an incredibly long time at the same time. So,
you guys have learned a lot, that's for sure. Very cool. Well, you've heard it from Founders Cigars, what they've got going on. If you have not checked them out, they are near and dear to my heart, just because I've been so intimately connected with what they've been doing and what they've been involved in since they got started. But check out Founders Cigars. If you don't have them in your local shop and lounge, reach out to your lounge, ask about it, and say, hey, I need it. And tell them, hey, they just reduced prices, so it's going to be even more affordable for everybody.
Absolutely.
But yeah, brother, always good seeing you.
Always good.
All right, everybody, from PCA 2025, I'm Cigar Show Tim. I've got more content coming your way.
This year's coverage of the 2025 Premium Cigar Association Trade Show is proudly brought to you by Luciano Cigars.